Today I want to talk about where a lot of this stuff goes. So you guys, many of you are aspiring engineers. You guys want to do technical stuff with your life. And that's one piece of it. The second piece is entrepreneurship. So how do we take these great ideas that you one day develop at a research university, at a lab, or your own company, and what do you do with them in order to make them real commercial businesses? And so it's part of a program we call How to Be Your Own Boss. So we'll keep it informal. If you guys have questions in the middle or comments, feel free to throw them at me. My entire career has been based on this idea that I'm going to share with you guys today. So the first thing I want to ask you guys is, why would you ever want to be your own boss?
So you won't be restricted by someone else. If you want to do something, you can go ahead and do it. You don't have to wait for someone else's approval.
Right, so liberty, right? So I used to work in a job where they told me, I had to show up at this time, I could leave at this time, I had to wear certain slacks and a dress shirt every day. I didn't really like that. One, because I didn't really like the job, and two, because it's like, I don't want someone else telling me what to do, right? Why else would you guys want to be your own boss? Yeah.
You would get a greater share of the profits.
Yeah, so right, there's amazing potential. If you own a company gets bought out, and you own 20% of that company gets bought out for $100 million, that's a decent payday, right? What's the flip side of that?
You could also lose a lot of money.
Right, so you may never make anything. What do you guys think? What's the greater percentage? Make a lot of money or lose a lot of money?
Losing money.
Why?
Because you have to pay your co-workers.
You got to pay people, right?
The equipment. You have to pay almost everything. So you don't have.
Yep.
And you get taxed on what you make, so you don't actually make it as much as you make. But you don't get taxed on what you lose. So.
Why else? Well, so, there's a lot of startups, right? And you guys only hear about a select few because, the truth is a lot of startups start, and they kind of go through like a turbulent water for a while, and they just kind of crash. That's what most of them do. But why else do so many of them fail? So these are new ideas, right? Things that haven't really been done yet. And why would those new ideas not succeed? Yep.
They don't have enough publicity, like people don't know about them.
But if something is good, don't you think people find out about it?
Yeah.
Okay. So why else? That's part of it, but I wouldn't say it's...
Also, maybe because even if it's a good product, which they make, it might not be something that people really want or people are willing to spend money for. And it costs a lot to start the startup, so things are expensive and it's hard.
So making something that is expensive that people don't actually want, that's a big problem. How many times do you guys pay a lot of money for things you don't want? Is that something you guys like to do? Probably be bankrupt. Yeah. So what's a good tenant? So if you want to start an idea, just based on what Noam just said, what might be a good first thing to think about for that idea? Scott?
What do people want?
Okay, so what do people want, right? What else? Yep.
Something that can solve problems.
Okay. So people want it, it solves a problem. What else? What else? Jonathan?
It's cost effective.
It's cheap, right? Do you guys like buying things that are cheap that you really like? You guys like buying things that you really like that are expensive? Which one would you pick?
Cheap.
Why?
You lose less.
Cheaper.
You want to spend your money elsewhere, right? You want to buy more stuff that you like. Okay. Good. So part of what we want to do in the program is just to have you guys think about your own ideas. And so I think you guys have done a pretty good job already of the end. Right? So is it a need? Right? So do people need it? So what's an example of something that people need right now that we don't have? Yep.
Shelter.
Shelter.
A lot of hobos.
Let's bring it back to technology though. What's a technical thing that we need in the world right now that we don't yet have? Nope.
More alternative energy use.
Okay. That's a need.
Cost-effective alternative energy.
Why?
So, like, I know that fuel cells and solar panels are becoming a big thing, but they are extremely expensive for what they are, and solar panels are very inefficient.
So we need better.
So it's much less. So they aren't so popular yet.
point. So, but solar's been around like since the 50s. And so what's limiting its adoption?
That it doesn't pay off for immediately. It pays off in an extremely long amount of time.
So if you can get, energy from coal, that's cheap, right? You pay electrical company for it, versus installing a $25,000 solar panel system on your roof. Which one do you like? Right. Even though it may be bad for the environment, but we're not thinking about 25 years from now. We're thinking about what can I afford today, right? That's a very rational way to think about it. Okay, so it solves a need. Okay. The second one is one I think that no one ever talks enough about, and it actually, one day when Dave and I are back together in a few weeks, we'll talk to you about in depth about this program and actually how you guys fit into actually what was actually a very small idea 2 years ago was actually a much bigger idea today. Let's say you're the entrepreneur, right? And you found something that solves a need. And you have two options. One is, do you enjoy that process or do you not? Do you love it? Right? And so what do you guys think? Would you ever spend your time building something that even could solve something but you didn't enjoy? Is that something you would enjoy doing? Okay, why not? No.
Because we don't enjoy doing it. Right?
So how do you think the results are when you don't enjoy things? Yeah. So what should you then? So if you're going to do an idea, right? So you found something. Okay, I think this solves a need. What else should influence that decision? Yeah.
Is this something I like to do?
Right. So something you just love. What do you guys love? What do you love to do right now in your lives? Love engineering. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, like build and program.
Yeah. See, what do you love to do? It can be anything.
Eat.
It's actually, I'm glad you said it's totally viable, and part of the reason we wanted to talk with you guys today is because it's not just about technology engineering. I can guarantee a number of you will go on one day, and a lot of you will do engineering in college. Some of you will not. Some realize that you actually don't like it, and a fair number of you actually will do nothing with engineering, but still become entrepreneurs because you find something you love and you want to do. I think eating and food is actually a great entrepreneurial adventure. It's one that I would love to do one day soon, actually. But so passion, right? So it solves a need. You need the passion for it. Okay. So I want to hear more of your ideas right now. Ben, tell me an idea that you would love to do. It can be a big idea. It doesn't have to be something like today.
A big idea.
Yeah.
Build a big one too by myself. It's on my mind right now.
Cool. Sasha, what do you love?
You seen The Matrix?
Yep.
Alright, you know how he downloads all the martial arts? That.
Okay. Sweet. What are you gonna do with that?
Kick butt.
Revolutionize the education system.
Nice. Man of the people. What else? What else do you guys love to do that you think might be a good company one day? Yeah.
To make nerve-connected prosthetic limbs for wounded soldiers.
Awesome. I think you should totally do that. I'm not kidding. You should totally do that. What else? What's a big idea you guys would just love to do? Jonathan? No? Nope.
Increasing efficiency of airplanes and like space shuttles and stuff that go in the air really fast.
Awesome. Special.
That stuff.
It's using really kids.
Sasha?
It's another sci-fi movie based one.
But give me a product this time. What are you gonna make?
Acronym.
Sure, do that. Okay, so a few examples I heard. So eating, right? So food, something like that. No one wants to do like space vehicles, more efficient planes, I guess. Ben wants to do nerve regeneration for soldiers, or I guess anybody really. What is stopping you from doing that today?
Age.
Knowledge.
I'm glad you said age. It's not age, but it's related to age maybe. You being, how old are you?
15.
Okay, you being 15 is not stopping you from doing what you want to do. That number is not stopping you. What is actually stopping you? Yeah.
Experience.
Experience, right? So, the last one actually, I'm almost hesitant to put this on the board sometimes, but feasibility, right? So, if you want to go build and regenerate nerves, you need to learn about the body first, right? You probably need to go get some kind of biological degree or a PhD or an MD, right? So feasibility. So what can we actually do based on what we love, right? So when I started my career, I could not actually start a company, or my first startup was in biotech. We wanted to create new drugs for to treat autoimmune diseases, and this one in particular wanted to treat lupus. What the heck did I know about any of that stuff? So I had to go learn about it, right? You have to go teach yourself. Here's how it works. Here's how you make a drug. And then, how do you use this drug to now treat people with lupus, right? So there's an internship process. There's a huge learning curve for something like this. So feasibility is a big part of it. And so these are kind of three things you need to focus on if you ever want to start your own company. That's how you would think about it before you got going. Okay. Let's come back to actually being your own boss. We've discussed why you want to do that. Why wouldn't you want to be your own boss?
You have a lot of responsibility.
Yeah. So imagine Dave and I run this program, and we have to watch out for 15 to 18 staff members and 63 students this year. That's a huge responsibility, because we have to make sure that every student has a good experience. It's a fun responsibility. It's also painful at times, right? Because it's like, it's just hard to manage, this year about 80 people between two guys, right? And run 3 locations and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, so responsibility is like, you better be up for it. Why else?
If the company fails, you're going down with it.
Colossal failures happen a lot of the time. Like 95% of startups usually fail. So chances are you're going down. There?
Yeah, pretty much there's a lot of responsibility on you. You need to start it up, so you need money. Like, a lot of money's coming out of your pocket.
Yeah. So when I did my last startup, I took no salary for about 18 months. And I lived in New York City. And I had an apartment that I was renting. I had bills to pay. And it was tough. And that was like 2.5 years ago. That was really tough. It's probably the hardest part of my life. I ended up sleeping on my sister's couch for a good 12 months. Didn't have, I had no income coming in, because I was launching, I'll tell you guys about my company in a second. But I was launching a new company, and you go out to people with investors and you've got an idea, that's great, unless you can actually show that it's actually real, it's actually doing something. No one's going to give you their money. They'd be foolish to give you their money when you just have an idea in your head, right? What else?
You make the decisions, you make the wrong decisions.
Yeah, a lot of responsibility. Like, Dave and I have been wrong a number of times in this program about things that we thought would work that didn't work. Our first launch of this program 2.5 years ago was a total failure. It never got off the ground. So we come back to passion and need, and sometimes those things can rescue you. We failed in our first city. Dave tried to launch this program in Ithaca, New York, because he was living there at the time. Didn't get anybody. We came to New York in a big, metropolitan area. We got a pilot program. 2 years later, it's 6 times the size. So